Alright. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, and double honor to the elders, Apostle Jim Messer, who moved well. Salute you, brothers, for pushing this word. And true sincerity and strength and power, YAHAWASHI, right? We are here to gather the elect and prophesy the downfall of America. We are here to gather the elect of Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. And they are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, okay? And we are here to prophesy the downfall of America, like I was saying. And today, we're going to go into the Gentiles, the Greek. There's no difference between the Jew and the Greek and the Gentiles. We're going to go in that today. First, we're going to start off in Daniel, the 7th chapter, right? And I'm going to let the brother read it, and he's going to go in. But I got to mention this right here. You seen Trump at the UN assembly, the General Assembly, right? And he said he had did more than other past presidents, okay? He had done more in 2 years than other past presidents, and they all laughed at him, man. See, on the world stage, man, America is a joke, man. On the world stage, America is a joke, man. And like Trump said, he wasn't expecting that reaction. Yeah, because they look at America as a joke, man. You've been telling these people over here what you've been doing, and the media been pushing that vibration out like you've been changing everything and doing everything, but you ain't doing nothing the same, man. This place is still 21 trillion in debt. People are losing jobs, people are losing homes, the roads are collapsing, okay? The disease running rapid, the water polluted, homosexuals running rapid, sodomites running rapid, okay? Adultery running rapid. You ain't done nothing different, man, okay? You ain't changed nothing, man. America gonna fall, man. That's what it's gonna be, man. And you gonna take this corporation headlong into destruction when you go to war with Russia, man. Okay? You got Netanyahu over there, the Prime Minister Netanyahu, okay, over there in Israel, threatening Iran. America's threatening Iran. All right, whatever they doing to the Iranians is gonna escalate and to nuclear fireballs being thrown. So that's what it's gonna be, man. Nuclear arrows being shot. That's what it's gonna be, man. Okay? But the point of me saying that is to bring it to your attention that the people on the world stage outside of America looks at this place as a joke, and they laugh in Donald Trump's face, man. They treat him like it was a joke with no respect, man. They don't respect America no more, man. Okay? And these people, these other countries, these nations are getting themselves set up, right, to fight America. Because they're getting ready, man. And it's prophecy, it's in the scripture. But I just wanted to bring that news out. And that's what's going on in the world, man. Okay? They laughing at your president who's running this corporation who's set up by the Rothschilds. Okay? And if you don't believe he's set up by the Rothschilds, all you got to do is look into his Secretary of Commerce, Wilbur Ross. And Wilbur Ross is linked to the Rothschilds. And he and Wilbur Ross is Donald Trump, Secretary of Commerce. Okay? So the Rothschilds are behind Donald Trump, man. Okay? They run this thing. So-called Jews run America, man. Fake Jews run America. So we're gonna start in Daniel, okay, the 7th chapter. And I'm gonna let the brother read it.
All right, this is Daniel's chapter 7, verse 1.
Right.
In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed.
Right.
Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters.
Right. All right, so Daniel had a dream about 4 beasts. Now we will go straight to the point because I want to deal with Alexander, okay? Daniel had a dream about the 4 beasts. The four beasts represent the Babylonian Empire. Okay, it represents the Syrian Empire, the Babylonian Empire. Okay, the Babylonians taking over the Syrian Empire. It represents the Mede Empire and the Persian Empire, and the Persian Empire taking over the Mede Empire, and it represents the Greek Empire. Okay, and the Greek Empire taking over the Persian Empire and the Babylonian Empire. Okay, and it represents the Roman Empire, and the Roman Empire was joined with Greek Empire. That's why it's called the Greco-Roman Empire. Okay, but we want to go straight to the point and deal with verse 6. Okay, go ahead, bro.
All right, this is Daniel's chapter 7, verse 6. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard.
Another like a leopard. That's Alexander. The reason why he's known as a leopard because he took over the dark nations with great speed. Okay, he conquered the dark nations at that time with great speed, and all them heathens had a time to rule. Okay, and every time these heathens was in rulership, you had Israelites in captivity up under these heathens. Okay, so we're dealing with the Greek Empire. Okay, go ahead.
Which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl.
Go ahead.
The beast had also 4 heads.
The beast also had 4 heads. And who was those 4 heads? Those were namely Alexander general. Alexander, it was more generals, but those was the ones to survive. Okay? Those was the ones who would stand out and survive. These 4 generals. It was Lysimachus, Cassander, Ptolemy, and Seleucus. Okay? Those were the 4 generals. Okay? Go ahead.
And dominion was given to it.
And dominion was given to it. Okay? So, the Greek Empire was prophesied to come into power. Okay? It was prophesied to come into power. And Israelites were in slavery in the Greek Empire. Okay, when you understand history, the real Greeks are the Hawaiians, Samoans, and the Tonganese. Okay, when you understand history, but Alexander them starting with his father came into power, and they took over the Greeks. So then they start calling themselves Greeks. But the real Greeks are dark-skinned people, okay? They're not so-called white. They're not Edomites. They are descendants, the real Greeks are descended from Japheth, okay? But Philip of Macedonia and Alexander them took on the name of the Greeks, and therefore they became Greeks, okay? They took over the Japhetic people. Okay, the Japhetic people are the Hawaiian, Samoans, the Tonganese, the indigenous people of the Philippines, the indigenous people of Hawaii, the indigenous people of Australia, the indigenous people of Fiji, the Hawaiian, Samoans, and the Tonganese. Those are the real Japhetic people, contrary to popular belief. Okay, you had a guy by the name of Sir Arthur Koestler, okay? I mean, Sir Arthur Evans, Salaki, not Sir Arthur Koestler. I was thinking about the 13th tribe. I was thinking about the 13th tribe book when I said Arthur Koestler. But it's Sir Arthur Evans, okay? Sir Arthur Evans went on the island of Crete, and he found drawings about the Hawaiians and Samoans, okay? He found drawings, and what it was they had drawings on the wall, and to differentiate the sex, you had because both of them had long hair, men and women had long hair, so to differentiate the sex, one of them would be painted white, and one of them would be painted dark-skinned, but Sir Arthur Evans knew that the ancient Japhetic people with dark-skinned people, okay? They already discovered that on the island of Crete, okay? So read that again for me.
This is Daniel's chapter 7.
No, you verse 6.
Yeah, Daniel's chapter 7, verse 6.
Okay, yeah.
This is Daniel's chapter 7, verse 6. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it.
That's it on there, verse 6. All right. So the reason why I wanted him to read that is to show you that the history of the Greek Empire, that the history of the Greeks, okay, is written in the Bible. The history of the Greeks is written in the Bible. Now, you go throughout the Bible, you got the history of the Babylonians, you got the history of the Assyrians, you got the history of the Persians, you got the history of the Medes in the Bible, but where is the history of when Israel was in captivity up under the Greeks? And you got the Romans in the Bible, okay? So where is the history written to where Israel was in captivity up under the Greeks? Let's find out. Let's go to First Maccabees. Now this is the Apocrypha. It's in the 1611 Bible, King James 1611 Bible, and they took it out to hide information. And we're about to go into this information and show you why they took it out, because they named names, okay? It goes straight into detail, and it cuts straight to the point, and it's the reality of the scriptures. It's the truth, okay? All right. Now I'm gonna have Kazak read that. I'm gonna have Kazak. Come on up, Kazak. I'm gonna have you read that in Maccabees. Start at the first verse, and I tell you when to stop and I tell you when to jump.
Okay, this is the first book of the Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian,
The Macedonian. Right.
who came out of the land of Chittim,
Yeah.
had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and the Medes.
So that's secular history. So it's telling you right there that Alexander had smitten Darius, okay? And Darius was part of what? The Persian Empire, okay? Go ahead.
That he reigned in his stead,
Go ahead.
the first over Greece.
So that's when these so-called white people came into power, okay? That's when these so-called white people, Edomites, came into power, man, okay? During the time of Alexander the Cretan. And he was a homosexual, okay? He was a homosexual, man. And he was a homosexual, okay? Go ahead, bro.
And made many wars.
And made many wars, okay? Alexander made many wars, and he did it with great speed. That's why when you read in Daniel, he was known as the leopard, because a leopard is an animal that moves with high speed, okay? So he did that at great speed, okay? By conquering the dark nation. Go ahead.
And won many strongholds.
And won many strongholds. Okay, go ahead.
And slew the kings of the earth.
And slew the kings of the earth. Now, when you go into the history, okay, when Alexander went up into Jerusalem, you had the Israelites, the priests, show Alexander in the book of Daniel that he was going to overthrow Darius, okay? when he came up in the temple, they greeted him and they went to the scriptures and showed him, Alexander, that he was going to overthrow Darius, man. And that you'll find that in the Josephus. Okay? That history right there. Okay? So read that again. Start from the top again.
Okay. First book of Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 1.
Okay.
And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian,
Okay.
who came out of the land of Chittim,
Yeah. Go ahead.
had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and the Medes,
Right. Go ahead.
that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece.
So like I was saying, that's when these so-called white people came into power, man. That's their first time. That's the first time they came into power, man. Okay? Okay? They wasn't ruling the known world from the beginning of time. Okay? That's a lie. Okay? The scriptures is telling you when these Edomites, these so-called white people, came into power. Okay? Go ahead.
And made many wars,
And made many wars. Go ahead, bro.
and won many strongholds,
Go ahead.
and slew the kings of the earth,
Go ahead.
and went through to the ends of the earth,
Go ahead.
and took spoils on many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him,
Go ahead.
whereupon he was exalted,
He was exalted. With what? Go ahead.
and his heart was lifted up.
His heart was lifted up, so he was proud. Okay? Okay? The Most High put the spirit on him on the left-hand side, okay, to do those things, and he became proud, man, because he conquered them so quickly and so fast, and didn't nobody defeat him. So he became proud, man. Okay, go ahead.
And he gathered a mighty strong host.
Now, I'm gonna tell you something. In the history, you had Israelites join in Alexander's army, and they were saying, when you read the Josephus, they were saying that when they joined Alexander's army, they were saying they would do it only if they could keep their laws. Okay, but they was in Alexander's army, so you had the Israelites, okay, helping Alexander in his army, man. Okay, go ahead.
And ruled over countries and nations.
And ruled over countries and nations. Okay, go ahead.
And kings who became tributaries unto him.
Yeah, so they were paying tribute to Alexander, man. Okay, go ahead.
And after these things, he felt sick and perceived that he should die.
Yeah, that he should die. And when these Greeks came into power, they started changing the names of the names of those countries because they would sound better in Greek. And they start taking, when they was taking over them countries, they would say that they were them people, okay? They would take that people's history and say it was them, like so-called white men do today. You know, like you got just the example, okay? To push out there. Now I ain't looking at it in no spiritual sense, okay? But I'm just using the example, okay? Like say for instance, they would make movies like The Last Samurai, okay? With what's his name, Tom Cruise, or they would make a movie like The Last Mexican with Brad Pitt, okay? They would make movies like that and say they them people. So they was doing that back then, during the Greek Empire, and they was changing the name of the names of the countries they was conquering because it sound better in Greek. Okay, so go ahead.
Wherefore he called his servants.
He called his servants. Now who was his servant? Going back on over there to Daniel, it was who? It was Cassandra, Lysimachus, Ptolemy, and Seleucus. Okay? Go ahead.
Such as were honorable,
Go ahead.
and had been brought up with him from his youth.
And I tell you this, again, a man by the name of Socrates schooled Alexander too, because his mother and his father, Alexander's mother and father, was looking for somebody who schooled Alexander, and Socrates, okay, Socrates was a Jake, was an Israelite, and he schooled Alexander, okay. Matter of fact, if you want to Google that real quick, I think it was Socrates, or it's another one that was Satan. Yeah, that was Satan. Crack it like that, just that fast. Dang, that was Satan, man. Satan got mad, okay, because he don't want the information to come out, okay. I think it was Socrates. Let me make sure. Alexander was taught by Socrates.
Socrates was a Greek philosopher and is considered the father of Western philosophy. Plato was his most famous student and would teach Aristotle, who would then tutor Alexander the Great.
Yeah, no, it was, it says, Socrates, Aristotle, Salaki. It wasn't Socrates, but Socrates was a Jake too. It was Aristotle, okay? Aristotle, who would then tutor Alexander. So look up Aristotle. Salaki, I get them two mixed up. And Socrates, you see that movie, Man of Steel? And when you watch the movie Man of Steel, and when Clark Kent is on the gate, and the boy's messing with him, and he's down on the gate, and he got a book, and it says Plato on it. Well, that was another name for Socrates. He was called Plato because of his broad shoulders. But he was reading the philosophy of Socrates, and Socrates was an Israelite, man. Okay? But Aristotle, that's why I had to look it up, because I get them two mixed up. Aristotle was the one who tutored Alexander, and he was a Jake, man. That's all I wanted to see. You ain't gotta look up Aristotle. But see, sometimes I get them two mixed up, Aristotle and Socrates. Okay, but it was Aristotle was the one that tutored Alexander, and he was the one to tell Alexander, look, you gotta push that Greek philosophy on these other nations. Yeah, which he was an Israelite, man. Okay, yeah, man. Israelites was more involved in what went on in the ancient world, contrary to popular belief, man. Okay. Okay. So it was Aristotle that tutored Alexander, and Philip of Macedonia and Alexander's mother wanted Aristotle to tutor Alexander. Okay. So go ahead with what you got. What's up?
And parted his kingdom among them.
Yeah, and parted his kingdom amongst them. Who was that? Their generals. So as soon as their generals, as soon as Alexander died, their generals came into power, and as soon as they came into power, they started fighting amongst each other. Okay? They was at war with each other. Same way you see these Edomites fighting today, they was fighting back then just like that. After they conquered the Dark Nation, they started fighting and warring amongst each other. Okay? So go ahead.
While he was yet alive.
Go ahead.
Verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died.
Yeah, he reigned 12 years and he died. So Alexander was in the forefront of pushing these Edomites to where they will be in rulership, set up by the Heavenly Father on the left-hand side. Because when you read Daniel, the 7th chapter, those are all the heathen nations coming into power, and Israel was in captivity up under them heathen nations when they was coming into power. So here is the history of the Greek Empire written in the Maccabees. Okay, it give you the history of when these Edomites is coming into power in the Maccabees. Okay.